Those of you guys that have already hopped in, can you please put something down in the comment if you can hear me well enough, if you can see me and all that well enough. I'd appreciate it. Morning, Dragon, or good afternoon. Can you hear me? Perfect. All right, I went live a little early so that we can so I can make sure everything's working working okay. So we'll give this a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Excuse me. Bit of a cough. Dragon, what do you play on? Do you play on Facebook? Do you play on mobile? Have you been having the issue loading the game with the gray screen and the little sad face? I actually haven't run into that issue personally. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I'm on my Mac. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some people complaining about it, but it hasn't really affected me. I wish that there was something that I could do to help. I think it's some kind of Flash player issue. But who really knows? Who really knows for sure? Give this about 2 more minutes. Let some people jump in, and then no matter what we've got viewing, I'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, David. I haven't done much on my mobile account yet today, so I'm kind of doing some of that. Something I found out this week is that mobile has got some. No, it's the mobile version. The mobile version only. The Facebook version doesn't have. Facebook version doesn't have the new stuff yet. So, but I'll cover that. In a little bit. It went live. So for me at 9 p.m. Central last night, whenever my merchant cycled over, it actually cycles over on both Facebook and mobile. Whenever that cycled over on Facebook, even though my Facebook account's much lower level, I do play on both now. Yeah, I play on both now. I just started playing on both last week. I played on mobile months and months ago whenever I first started, but there we go. Whenever I first started, but then I went to Facebook because I wanted Martha. Good afternoon, Antonio. Where are you located that it's afternoon? I'm interested, but yeah, I know the merchant only, the changes went live on Facebook for the shop, and then they took it down. And then some Russian players were right on. Okay, Russian players were reporting that they had some shop changes, and then last night at 9 p.m. Central Time here in the Midwest in the U.S., my shop switched over, re-upped, whatever you want to call it, and now it's got I can buy Astrid Soul Stones. I can buy 100,000 gold with 100 arena coins, which is pretty cool. I'm sorry, 100 tower coins, I should say, which is pretty cool. But no, it hasn't gone live yet, which is kind of unfortunate because I don't have Astrid on my Facebook account. It's one of the 4 heroes I'm missing. And I looted Astrid and Lucas out of a hero chest, or one of the daily chests, like the second day I was playing, and I've been using her and the Doge for my main team for a long time. Fun fact: Astrid, fully maxed out, Astrid and Lucas has the highest physical attack in the game. The highest physical attack in the game. That's why, because Astrid and Lucas has the highest physical attack in the game. While leveling up your main tank, in the early game, before you get a lot of glyphs and artifacts, invested in your main tank, so you need a little bit of help. You need a little bit more help keeping that main tank up. Lucas's ability to jump in front of your tank and tank some of that damage kind of brings some of the pressure off of your healers. But once your Astaroth or hi Greg, once your Astaroth or Galahad or Aurora or whatever, once they get strong enough to be able to tank on their own, and your healer gets strong enough to be able to handle, you know, just a single tank, then I think Astrid is less important. And the way things are in this game right now, it's all about area of effect damage. You can see that with Lars and Krista and the twins. You can see that with some DPS, some physical damage builds with Kira and Ginger. You can see that with the Bob, Kark, Kai, Faceless knock-up builds. Those are all AOE stuff, which is interesting because and I'm kind of rambling now, but it's kind of interesting because Martha, her primary means of healing is a totem that can only be damaged with AOE. So you'd think with as much area of effect damage as there was in the game that Martha wouldn't be as popular, but she's just so strong. And when she gets a new skin here in a little bit, she'll be amazing. You don't use Dragon, you don't use Astrid as much. So there's these stats, these power numbers, having the number one physical attack in Astrid and Lucas. It means something, but without a supporting cast, like her artifact weapon gives armor, which, like I said, if your tank is strong enough to handle it. Anyway. So this is my first. Welcome everybody. This is Hero Wars Weekly, episode 5. We're 7 minutes in. I'll put whenever I post this video live, I'll put a jump to this point so that people that's joining later knows when to start. But Hero Wars Weekly, episode 5. This is my first live stream. This is actually my first live stream ever, if I'm being honest. So it might be a little rudimentary. I hope the lighting is good. I hope the sound and everything is good. I won't have the pop-ups and the inlays as I have in my other videos, obviously, because I'm doing this live. But what I'm hoping to do is this instead of the other video every Saturday. That way I can kind of talk with you guys. I like interfacing with other players in the game and seeing what heroes they like and their preferences and everything. So what I'm going to do is I've got about, I think, 8 talking points so far that I want to cover, things that's happened in the game and outside of the game in the last week. And then as we go, I'm going to grab questions off to the side. There's Hero Wars. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to grab some questions off to the side and answer them as I go, so long as it doesn't move too fast. If it moves too fast, then I'll just scroll up and answer them at the end. But real quick, Antonio says, what's my opinion on the update on Ginger and Fox? So Ginger and Fox, the update has been live on Facebook for a while. And I from the beginning, I didn't level either Ginger or Fox because I preferred, I was using Galahad, and I think I was using a double healer build like Martha and Celeste, and then Jorgen, Galahad, and Astaroth, because I really liked Astaroth. So I never actually leveled Ginger and Fox. But what I can say is that a lot of the higher level teams on my server, and I'm on Era of Titans, server 25, not a lot of people use Ginger or Fox in their primary and their main teams. I see them a lot in Gray and Arena because it's it's the top 15 heroes, and it's good to have a strong physical team. So let's talk about that. The Ginger and Fox update went live, I think Wednesday, and it was kind of a big deal. Facebook is kind of, mobile is kind of lagging behind the Facebook and web versions, and it's good to see that they're kind of starting to implement a lot of the same stuff with the Galahad update last week or the week before, and then the Fox and Ginger. I really like Fox. I think that she's got some potential, especially against like a Kark team if she's played right. But on Facebook, you can do what's called max level testing, which you can't do this on mobile, where you take a team and then you pump them all the way to max, full skins, full artifacts, full glyphs, and then you can challenge them with another team. And you can either do this in auto or manual. And my friends and I have been trying to use Fox and Ginger quite a bit in the last week, trying to find a team composition with one or both that really takes down the most popular teams on my server. There's a lot of tank, Lars, Krista, Jorgen, healer teams, a ton of those, a ton of twins teams. There's a ton of Kark, Kai, Faceless. kind of knock-up teams. There's a lot of those, and those two being kind of the primary meta of our server, if you will. We've been trying to do a Fox and Ginger team that really knocks those guys down, but we haven't found anything that's consistent, not yet. So as soon as I find something cool, I'll definitely post it up. I love using underused heroes, and I will find a use for Daredevil in the future, I promise. So real quick, Alex Triquet asks, what's better, armor penetration or physical damage? It depends. I would say that armor penetration is probably more important later on, because as your tanks, as the opponent's tanks armor and health gets higher, your physical damage, the number that actually hits your hero's health is much lower, because I believe the armor scales faster with your tanks than physical damage does scale with your hero. So having a mix of both is key. So for example, if you have Galahad on your team, his artifact weapon boosts physical damage, whereas Kira's boosts armor penetration, I believe. I think so, yeah. So if you activate Galahad's ability first to give your entire team plus physical attack, and then activate Kira's ability, she just shreds. So that's a great starting team, actually, is Galahad and Kira, since you can get their stones pretty early. Add in a healer, add an Astaroth. It's a good team for a long time. So kind of jumping back towards Ginger and Fox, something that I have noticed about mobile is that there is a lot more activities, a lot more interaction in the game on mobile than there is on Facebook. On Facebook, we get daily rewards, just like on the mobile, the missions that you guys do on mobile. On Facebook, we basically get a link that we just click on the link, it opens up the Facebook window, and then it's just something in our mailbox. Now, mobile used to be that you would get a code, and then you'd enter that code into the Emerald purchase window, and that would be what gave you your stuff. So having the task of going and completing a small mission someplace is actually pretty interesting. And not only that, but I feel like maybe this is just this past week, but mobile had 2 events this week. There was what was it called? It was the runic milestone event, which was basically free runes for leveling up your hero's glyphs, and also hero XP potions. And also currently there's the For Science event celebrating the Fox and Ginger changes. And I don't know if that's because of the hero updates, or the mobile team actually does do 2 events a week, which is I think that's great. Yeah, King Mao is actually really good. A lot of people on my server use King Mao on their physical teams. She's kind of cool. I'm dumping all of my Outland stones into Jorgen right now, trying to get him to Absolute Star. But once I have him to Absolute Star, I'll start using my Outland stones in the market, in the merchant, the shop, whatever you call it, for King Mao stones, because I think that she's got a lot of potential. And I think before too long, we're going to see the end of the all mage teams. I think that we'll get a couple of changes. We'll get a couple of new heroes over the next 6 months. That's going to shift the meta away from the dominance that Magic teams has. There's just so much Magic teams. So BLAM on mobile, I'm on server 25, Era of Tyrants, and on Facebook, I'm actually not sure what server I'm on. Hold on one sec, let me look. I'm on server 34 on mobile, Cycle of Success. And on both, my hero's name, my account name is just HeroWarsCentral. So pretty easy to find there. Pretty easy to find. So talking about events, currently this weekend on Facebook, we have the 4 times Emerald event. This time, it's only one option, and it's for me today, it's like the 9,000 Emerald with a $15 option. I'm guessing that that's changed throughout the day. Excuse me, that changes over the weekend. It'll change to the different ones. But last time that there was a 4 times Emerald weekend on Facebook, it was all of the options. So David Tran, that's actually a great suggestion. There are a handful of guides out there that have already ranked the heroes but I think that they're incomplete. I don't think that they offer enough information. What I want to do is a video that talks about the top, like of all of the tanks, and I think there's 8, maybe 10, the top 3 and the bottom 3, and why I feel that is the case, and why, why I wouldn't invest in this tank in the beginning. Later on, sure, absolutely, all the tanks have a place. But for example, my favorite is Astaroth, and I think that you get him very early, and you have the option of grinding for his soul stones and missions very early every day. So I think that he's a great investment. With his update earlier this year or late last year, he's one of the most powerful tanks in the game, and I would probably put him as one of the top 1 or 3 tanks in the game. And I want to do the same thing for marksmen and mages and support and healers. They all have their place. Absolutely, all have their place. And there's great team compositions that takes advantage of some more than others. But I think there's a video to be had there. In fact, I want to do a video for each. One for tanks, one for marksmen, one for warriors, and talk about why I don't want to invest at all in Mojo, for example. Mojo's great. He's got a place, but for what I'm planning on doing, I'm not going to invest in him. So that's what I want to do. DLAM, what? Oh, let me check. Let me see. What guild am I in? I just actually joined a guild not too long ago on mobile. Like I said, I just started playing mobile again, I think Saturday. Polska. Polska is the guild. If you can see. No, you can't. There's too much glare. Oh well. All right, so what's next? So one last thing I just want to say about Fox and Ginger. I don't think that they're the best marksmen in the game. Even with the changes, I don't think they're the best, and I definitely don't think that they're the worst. But I'll probably level Ginger a little bit because I think she's got a place, and I think Fox is the key to taking down some of these meta teams. I just don't know what it is yet. I'm in a Polish guild. Well, I can I just joined one that had an opening. I wasn't at the time. I wasn't playing consistently enough to get to be like, hey, Silver League, Bronze League guilds, add me because these are my heroes. I just wasn't there. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. So. Yeah, just touching one last thing on mobile before I kind of move over to a little bit more Facebook stuff and others. The Masquerade and Spring skins you can buy now. Masquerade skins are great. I like them a lot. I wish that I had Cleaver to get his shark skin. I think that's one of the coolest skins in the game. But I don't have Cleaver yet. And then Spring skins, they help out a lot, especially with Astrid. I think they, I think Astrid's Spring skin is plus physical attack, so it's great. So you got a couple more questions here. I think it would be cool if there was a video on the heroes and their nemesis, since all have their advantages and weaknesses. So Lem, every Monday, except for last Monday, actually, I've been trying to put out a hero focused video, and I'm grabbing input from different high level players on their pros and cons, what's good for them, what's good against them, and the problem with what I'm doing is there's so much information about each hero that I want to talk about. I could do just a blanket vomit of information, but there's a lot of lore behind each of these heroes that I think, yes, pros and cons and how the heroes are in different teams. I think that's very important. It absolutely is very important. But what I don't think is explored enough in this game is the lore and the story behind Cornelius or Kark. I didn't realize that Kark is one of the 4 negators of worlds. The 3 outline bosses that you fight, there's actually a 4th, and that's Kark. And most people don't know that. And there's a whole lot of lore behind that. Those 4 that nobody. I mean, Hero Wars, nextersglobal has talked about it a little bit, but I don't think it's talked about enough. So I want to get to all those for sure. I play with Cornelius. Cornelius is very important in the campaign. I wish that I knew about Cornelius earlier. He's very important to use against the Furnace in Chapter 8, Furnace of Horrors. And from what I understand, in the 13 and 14 chapter 13 and 14 missions, he's very important. But he's also amazing against all mage teams, like your Lars and Krista teams, your the teams with Helios, teams with a weak healer. Like if your opponent is using Thea or Celeste, he's a lot better against those than he is against Martha. But yeah, he's amazing. He's really good. I'm leveling him up quite a bit. He's one of the few heroes that I'm focusing on mobile because I know how important he is later on. And what I believe to be the top team right now, based on my server, uses Cornelius as his either, if not top 5, as one of the 1 or 2 heroes that you rotate out to give you an advantage against another team. On my server, at least, the team that I'm going to use. I think it would be cool to see. How do you counter Celeste? So the main way to counter Celeste is to not use vampiric heroes. So Kai and Ishmael are just terrible against Celeste. Celeste's ability to turn healing into damage really does a lot of work against heroes with vampirism. So first of all, that. Second of all, depending on the team that she's in, if she's in the back line, you could use a hero that targets specifically the back line, like Jew or Cleaver. If she's not in the back line, but she's got the highest intelligence on the opponent's team, say if she's paired up with Martha, then you could use a Cornelius to wreck her that way. But with her damage being pure magical damage, you could also use a Faceless, whose Violet skill gives you just a flat magic defense to your whole team. So that's pretty good. And then there's a couple other heroes that deal with that slowly knock down your opponent's magical attack. And her healing stop and her damage dealing is based on magic attack. So it's pretty straightforward there. I think I might have talked to you a couple of times in comments and other videos, and why is there so little information on this game on the web? Well, this game is primarily a Russian game. It started, I think, over in Europe and in the Russian area. And I don't know. Maybe I saw that Hero Wars was in this chat. Maybe they can give me a quick little blurb on where the game actually started, if it was started on Facebook or mobile. But there's the developers of the game. I believe they own a couple of games, and their teams might not be big enough. See, some games like what's a like Apex Legends or Call of Duty or random whatever big budget video game there is on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. They have hundreds of people running those games, and I think these games, Hero Wars and the other games that nextersglobal does, I think there's only 5 to 10 people working on these games, and I'm sure that they're sharing assets. Started in 2016 on Facebook, pretty much at the same time as in Russia. Okay, so I think what it is there's just not a team devoted to churning out lore and information, and there's somebody running their Twitter account, which is posting links to their lore pages, and somebody's writing those lore pages. But whenever somebody starts games like this, whenever developer starts games like this, it's about a polished experience, and in a lot of cases, if you can get some community groundswell around the game to provide the information to the community, I think that's a much better avenue than the developers of the game, the art designers, the programmers. I think having the community do information like this is a better, more rounded experience than if they just gave you everything. And there's pros and cons to that, absolutely. And one of the main reasons why I started this channel is because of the lack of information. There wasn't a Reddit page at the time. There is now. I couldn't find any of the Facebook pages. I'm basically a part of all of them now. So that's kind of why I started this YouTube channel, just to make sure that there was a place that people could go to get information. I've joined a great Discord server that has been extremely helpful. I've got some great friends in the community, like with Dan Buccini, the guy that I interviewed a couple of weeks ago. So yeah. DLAM, I'm actually not sure. I haven't done much with my guild yet. Well, just quickly with my guild, some might show up cool. Top hero use this Kark. Yeah, Kark um, Kark is very popular. And a couple of weeks ago, Hero Wars teased a hero that was going to come out to stop Kark, and I'm very excited to see what that hero looks like. So as far as I know, BLAM, in the mobile game, you actually can't private message back and forth. But if you want to find me on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/HeroWarsCentral. Here, I'll type that into the comments. So if you just go there, facebook.com/HeroWarsCentral, and just message me, I respond to those pretty quickly throughout the day. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. So another fun, a really kind of fun thing that Hero Wars is doing is they created an Instagram account. What's up, Viking? They created an Instagram account called it's based on Celeste, and it's one of those, Instagram babe accounts, if you will. I think that's what they were going for, kind of a parody on the popular female Instagrammer that's blogging and all that stuff. And not to knock that at all. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's amazing. There's only 2 posts on there right now, but I think they've got a lot of potential, and I'm definitely following it on all of my accounts. I think it's hilarious. So that's pretty cool. Check that out if you guys can. I think it's just let's see. It's at Celeste_Dominion. There you go. So if you just go to Instagram and then search for @Celeste_Dominion, it'll pop up. She's not trending as high as other Celestes on Instagram yet, but she will. She's very popular. She's one of my favorite heroes. So she'll definitely get up there. But welcome, Jerome. Welcome, Jerome. Let's see what else have we got to touch on. So speaking kind of a little bit towards why is there so little information on this game on the web. Antonio mentioned this upstairs a little bit higher. One of the great things that I think that Hero Wars is doing, I think a little bit more frequently now, is they're doing some informational videos. I noticed that a while ago, and one of the first resources that I used for this game was their hero combos and other small little videos that they did talking about how armor penetration works and how strength works and all of that. They recently put out a video that was like the top 5 newbie mistakes, and that's extremely helpful. It's super good information, and I would recommend anybody watching that video, anybody that's starting this game, if you're sharing this game with a friend. I talk to my friends about this game all the time, and if you're trying to get a friend to play and they do start playing, that's one of the first videos that I would recommend. And that, there's one of the points I don't really believe in, but you be the judge on you be the judge on what that is. So I think that's about it for stuff that's happened this week. There was an age picture app that kind of took the internet by storm. Everybody taking a picture of themselves and seeing what they would look like in 50 years. And it turns out that Galahad got in on that action too, and he looked fantastic for an old guy. Kark along with Nebula and Faceless, that's what people are going for. So I like Nebula. I prefer Kai. Kai is great if your opposing team is equal or lower level than you. If Kai's tornado ability lands, it's a little bit better in my opinion than Nebula, but the testing that I've done, both teams do very well, very well. Unfortunately, there is a team that's way better that just destroys all Kark teams. It's just so good, and that's currently what I'm working on right now. My main team is Kark. I'm sorry, Astaroth, Kark, and Faceless, and I rotate Kai and Nebula if I'm doing Arena or Grand Arena or Guild Wars, and depending on who I'm going up against. And I'll either use Jorgen or Martha depending on what I need. If I'm trying to stop if I'm trying to halt a rear line hero, or if I'm trying to get my abilities off first, then I'll use Jorgen because of his energy manipulation and being able to dump all the damage that you deal onto the to the back line. And if I don't need that, if I just need more healing, then I'll use Martha. But my general purpose tower grinding, campaign grinding, I'm using Astaroth, Kark, Kai, Faceless, and Martha, and it does really well. Faceless's Violet ability is just ridiculous. Just a passive flat increase to magic defenses is just wild. But there's no doubt that team is very strong. Nebula is amazing. Nebula is one of the heroes that I think that everybody should have. Everybody should have a strong Nebula because of how many different teams she fits into. Unfortunately, the main way to get her is through guild battles on. Actually, how do you get her on mobile? I'm not even actually sure how you get her on mobile. On Facebook, they have this thing called the Valley of the Titans or something like that, where they do like these giant Titan battles where you can rate up. Silver League battle rewards. Okay, so there's additional Titan fighting on Facebook that there isn't on mobile. That you at the end of the week, depending on what rank you get to, it's similar to Grand Arena or Arena, where you fight a bunch in the sky, and then as you rank up that week, at the end of the week, on Saturday or Friday night, maybe Saturday morning, there is a tournament of elements. Thank you, Sarah. Tournament of elements. They have you get these scrolls, and you can turn the scrolls into skin stones, a large skin stone chest, a couple other resources, and then there is you can buy Kark soul stones, which I'm currently getting to absolute star, and then after that you buy Nebula soul stones. So if you don't if you're a fresh player and you haven't really invested into Kark yet, I would say don't invest in Kark and invest in Nebula instead, because she works so well in other teams. Is Nebula that good? I was really disappointed with her and stopped using it. So Nebula is very important because of her buff ability and her energy negation. So she can her activated ability can you can target it to stop energy gain and do a bunch of damage. You can also use that back and forth support that she does massively increases magic attack and physical attack for your hitters. So she's pretty flexible. It's a great support hero. Great support hero. Cross server trophies. How do you get Nebula on mobile? No. Well, I only have like a 2-star on mobile, but I've been investing a lot. Silver trophy. Thank you, BLM. I'm actually not sure. I don't know nearly as much on mobile as I do on Facebook. I'm trying to fix that. Trying to play. Something I really enjoy about this game that a lot of people don't like, actually, is how little there is to do. The game isn't designed to just sit and play all day long. You can absolutely do that, but you run out of resources. Really, on Facebook, I can finish all of my work for the day in 45 minutes to an hour, and that's spread across 3 different times of the day. So in the morning, as I'm getting my kids ready for school or I'm getting ready for work, I can knock out my 8 a.m. energy and locking in, opening chests, running through my arena, starting my expeditions in the airship, and then again at lunch around 1 o'clock, and then again at 8 p.m. and then 15 minutes. Sometimes the dungeon takes a little longer, sometimes the tower takes a little longer, but you're done. Now I can spend money, which I recommend spending money here and there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for correcting me. I appreciate that. But really, you can be done. I mean, you can be done in 45 minutes. And some people want to play this game a whole lot more. There are times that I find myself just sitting there staring at my screen, wanting something to do because I enjoy playing this game so much. And I just don't have the resources, and I don't want to spend any money because it's not. Save your emerald spending. Here's a good tip. Save all emerald spending for weekend events. That's when you want to spend your emeralds. If you buy 5,000 or 10,000 or 1,000 or 500 emeralds because you want to use them for something, if you want to level up your Titans faster, or if you want to open more Titan spheres or whatever, don't buy them. Don't spend that emeralds until the weekend. That's probably the #1 tip that nobody tells you, because there are often events on the weekend that reward you for spending emeralds. So I think that's very important. So that's why I jumped on mobile, because if I can finish the Facebook in 45 minutes to an hour, I can play my mobile account. And some of the stuff that I've learned playing Facebook and getting to level 80, 81 on Facebook now, I can use those mistakes and learn on my Facebook. So we've been going for a little over 30 minutes. I don't want to drag this out too much longer. There are 20 people in the chat, and the whole reason for this live stream, of course, I do the live stream I do the podcast every Saturday, Hero Wars Weekly. But this one, I wanted to do a little celebration for 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I didn't quite make it, which is fine. That's how YouTube is sometimes. I did gain a handful of subscribers, but I didn't quite get 1,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away two. I'm going to give away 2 elements. Valkyrie's blessings, and it doesn't matter where you're at or where you're playing. It's roughly the same cost on mobile as it is on Facebook. And what I'll do, since I don't have a way to gift in-game, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, for example, if you play on Facebook, the Valkyrie's blessing is $2.50 or $2.49, $2.49. I'm just going to send you that money. And if you use it on the game, great. I appreciate that. You should definitely use Valkyrie's blessing. And if you don't, then thanks for stopping by. On mobile, I believe it's $5, 118 on Facebook. Hassan, what currency are you in? Just curious. I believe that PayPal will convert it no matter what I do. But I'll sorry, I'm getting text messages. Let me mute that real quick. Okay, server 26. Well, what is your currency? I tell you what. So okay, so I can't figure out how to share my screen. I'm on rank 1 guild this week server. Nice, BLAM. You should let me join your guild so I can get all the free resources. So I'm not actually sure. How do I? No, I don't want to leave site. I don't want to share. How do I? Does anybody know how I share my screen? Does anybody know? Has anybody done a YouTube live stream? Manage to get into it. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a message on our Facebook channel. Okay. So you guys can't see this screen right now, can you? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run this, and then I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm not sure how to show you the screenshot, though. Do you guys trust me? I don't know hardly any of you. So what I'm going to have to do, how does HeroWars do this on their live stream? Okay, so here we go. We're going to do this. There are 71 unique comments. Okay. Start. I'm not sure how to share this. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see if I can do it this way. This is so janky. All right. Okay. So I don't want to talk to you about. I'm send a message to Facebook. I can't see. Okay. Can you guys see this? Is that backwards for you, or is that forwards? Can you guys see this? Guillaume Cousseau. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce his name, so I apologize. You guys can see this? Okay, so that's going to be the first winner, and I'm going to message you. I'm going to message you on the back end after this, and I'll send you whatever it takes to get you your Valkyrie's blessing this week. And then let's do this one more time. Another winner. Start. Okay. So here's the other one, Johnny Montana. You guys see that? So what I'll do is, thanks guys, I appreciate that. I appreciate the help. So what I'll do is, whenever I do hit 1,000 subscribers, which would, hopefully it'll be sometime in the next week, I'll jump on and do the next 3, and then the same video with all the comments on it, I'll do 3 more drawings from that video, and then that way those, you don't have to comment again. I didn't quite get there, and I'm not upset about it. I know how YouTube is. People added. I actually had a pretty good drop in subscribers one day, which is so weird. I wonder if YouTube penalized me. Antonio, it's okay. People will watch this video afterwards, and by the way, fun fact: if you guys like watching people on YouTube, if there's ever a YouTube video that you guys like, giving that video a like, a thumbs up, does so much for those content creators. It pushes their videos higher up on their search rankings more than actually subscribing to their channel does. So if there's a video that you really like, and I'm not saying this just to do it for me, if there's a if there's a cooking video that you guys like, or if you like the Hero Wars videos, or or what have you, just giving them a quick like, even if you don't want to subscribe to their channel, a quick like is kind of it's kind of a huge deal for those guys, and it really helps out content creators. I'm not doing this for YouTube monies. You don't really make a whole lot of money on YouTube anymore. You used to make a ton, from what I understand, but you don't make any money on YouTube anymore. But I love this game, and the community has been just incredible. So I've just been trying to help out as much as I can. So Mad Viking, by the way, his Discord is one of the best Discords that I've ever been a part of, and they are so smart. the players in this guild, in this Discord channel, are so smart. So I believe that I have the Discord channel, the link to the Discord, in my comment. I'm sorry, in the description box below. But if I don't, I'll add it in. And that is where you need to go if you have any questions about a hero team, or who of these 30 heroes should you make your guild, your Grand Arena team out of. They've been extremely helpful. And on top of that, they are constantly posting where the special hidden missions are, and where the gifts are for for Facebook and the different challenges and everything. Excuse me. And there's also specific channels for different languages, so French, Russian, Polish, etc. And yeah, they're extremely helpful. They are a little mobile focused, but the information does translate over pretty well. It's been an amazing learning experience for me. Let me try to find that Discord channel real quick, since you guys are asking. Unless Viking, you can post it real quick. Here we go. Copy. There it is. So I just posted the link. You guys are about to get a bunch of new subscribers. So they've got some great moderators. They've got some really funny guys in there, and just keep it clean. Don't be a jerk, and you'll be able to stick around. They're great guys, really great guys. So okay, so we're pushing 45 minutes now, and any last minute questions? Anything that I can help you guys? The video where you guys commented And I asked you guys to comment what videos you would like to see. That is an amazing, amazing resource for me, because without knowing what you guys are interested in learning about, I'm just kind of pissing in the wind. And my top tier hero is Astaroth by far, but Viking will tell you other stuff. What do you think about Celeste and the Kai Kark combo? I think that Celeste is good. I think that any good healer works, but I think that unless you need a healer, you actually don't need a healer in that team. That's how I feel, Hassan. I'm using a team of Ziri, King Mao, Ginger, Celeste, and Martha at the moment. Been working decent. So that's a pretty good team. King Mao and Ginger work well together. Celeste and Martha kind of play well off of each other. You can put Celeste into damage mode and shadow mode, and keep Martha, of course, as a healer. Martha really shines a lot whenever you have a slow attacking hero. King Mao, kind of fits that bill at times. Just having her attack speed. Give this a couple more minutes to see anything come through, and I also think Kai is a waste in card teams unless against the Twins. So I think Kai is good. I disagree with you, Viking. I think Kai is good if you're facing teams that are equal or lower level, and only then. Really good in campaign as well, but yeah, Nebula is a better hero for the most part in that team. Yeah, does more damage. Damage isn't everything. If you're not alive to do it, if you're not alive to deal that damage, having Nebula got a little bit of heal, which is good. A little bit of boosted damage, which is good. But I think that Kai's knockup is underestimated. But yeah, it only works. It works best. It works best with Kai's knockup says that it has a decreased chance of knocking heroes up when facing heroes higher level than you. Yeah, that is true also. No, you would use Nebula instead of Kai. BLM, you would use Nebula instead of Kai. I'm using Martha, Dorian, Orion, Satori, and Astaroth. Right, my team. Satori is, nobody really knows about Satori, but Satori wrecks. If you can keep Satori alive long enough, currently on Facebook at max testing, my Astaroth, Satori, Nebula, Jorgen, Martha team, swapping in and out Cornelius when necessary, is way better than any Kark team. Also destroys twins. So Slip, you're on the right track. You're definitely on the right track there. I would probably swap Dorian for Martha if you've got Martha, but Dorian is great also. So just kind of a fun aside, I'm not leveling the twins at all. I'm not doing anything with them. I have yet to even unlock Lars, actually, or summon rather. I need to build a good secondary team using Orion and Helios, but not sure what to pick around them. So I think Dorian is good with Orion and Helios for healers. For tanks, Astaroth boosts magic attack. You could do Jorgen as a tank if you really wanted to, or Krista, honestly. Twin team, Master, Twins, Jorgen, Martha will be higher Kark. Disagree, Mad Viking. I will show you a video at max level. Kark teams just destroy that Twins team. Just destroy it. So Hassan, the team that I feel is going to be a big time team going forward that not a lot of people know about because Satori is so hard to get is Astaroth or Cleaver. Cleaver is really good against non-AoE teams. So Astaroth, Satori, Jorgen, Nebula, and either Martha or Cornelius. I know that doesn't make sense, but you can mix and match Jorgen, Martha, and Cornelius for your 4th and 5th, and Astaroth keeping Satori alive. Jorgen helps buff that magic attack, but Satori wrecks Kark teams, wrecks any team with Jorgen on it, wrecks any energy game team really. Orion. All right, Viking. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So that's the thing about mobile is the max level on mobile is actually lower than the max level on Facebook. So you guys top out at orange rank 4, whereas we have red rank 1 and 2 on top of that. So things are slightly different, but my Satori team will wreck that team. I'll post a video of it somewhere. But yeah, we can talk about it in the Discord after this if you want. Okay, just a few more minutes and I got to get out of here. I got to go. We're going to do a little pool action. It's very, very hot in St. Louis, Missouri today. I'm going to take the kids. Celestials kills Mark Kark too. Yep, yeah. Kark isn't that good. Kark is great. My favorite hero by far. But there's ways to beat him. And it's, with this game, it's all about having the team it's about playing the opposing team instead of just having the number 1 team. There are some crazy matchups using, throwing Luther in and he does strange things with teams, or, if you've got a strong Heidi. Heidi's an interesting one. I think Heidi's going to get some love soon. I think Heidi's going to be an important hero in the next 6 months. I think Heidi's going to be fun. In fact, I would love to level up Heidi. Heidi was one of my first favorite heroes. I like Mojo a lot too, but I like Heidi. Satori deals lots of damage. All he really needs in a team of support. Lots of support. He can wreck the entire team by himself. So yeah, that's really the case with any hitter. But his his abilities that work with energy manipulation, like with Jorgen and Orion, is just another level. Because so many people use Jorgen. So many people. But okay, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Feel free to keep commenting. I'll keep replying in the comments section with my responses, especially if you people that are watching this video after it's been live. I'll reach out to my 2 winners, Johnny Montana and Guillaume Cousseau. If you guys are on here, then that's great. Otherwise, I'll reach out to you guys on the back end, and if they don't respond, then I'll just run it again and give it to somebody else. Seem to know a lot about the twins. Thank you for dropping knowledge. Mojo's my favorite. I like Mojo a lot. He reminds me of the witch doctor from Diablo. Was it the witch doctor? Yeah. I use the witch doctor a lot in Diablo, so I kind of like Mojo a lot. But Heidi's got this dodge ability, the camouflage. And I think she can dodge magic attacks sometimes. I don't know. But this has been Hero Wars Weekly, episode 5. My name's Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you guys for getting me close to 1,000 subscribers. And look for a new video on Monday, Wednesday, and then next Saturday as well. So that's it. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.